Hey, LS11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K Universe Mode. Welcome to the final WWE episode of WWE 2K19. The day has finally come. Tomorrow we move to 2K22 for Clash of Champions. Let's kick off the show with John Cena in action. Out first, though, ladies and gentlemen, Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews making his way to the ring. Crews has a big opportunity tonight. So Crews makes his way to the ring. He's taking on a man who really defined Season 1 for him. And that would be this man, John Cena. And if you're wondering what I mean, if you didn't see Season 1 of LS11 Universe, it's been, so long now since Season 1. It feels like a lifetime ago for me. But we won't get into that today. Anyways, when John Cena arrived to LS11 Universe in Season 1, it was the night after the Royal Rumble, where he was taken to his limit by this guy, Apollo Crews, multiple times. He was heavily involved in the rivalry between John Cena and Drew McIntyre for the then Universal, now World Heavyweight Championship. So John Cena, how fitting that his first match since SummerSlam is here tonight against Apollo Crews. So John Cena makes his way to the ring. Crews and Cena one-on-one. Here we go in our opening contest of the final WWE 2K19 episode of the WWE series, of course. Cena goes for a sunset flip on Apollo. Apollo counters. 1, 2. Whoa, Cena gets the shoulders up. So for those curious, AEW and Impact will continue on 2K19 until there are enough mods and created wrestlers on 2K22 to justify moving the series there. As Cena has a big shoulder block, or until 2K22 ends up not being... I don't know, it's out now, so, it's out as of today. So, I could be wrong, it could be great. I've been skeptical upon seeing the gameplay. This is going to be the match where I guess I'll just kind of talk about that openly for a minute. I've been a little skeptical seeing the gameplay and the controller changes, but hey, we'll have all had our hands on the game for a few days at this point, at the time you're seeing this, so who knows, it might be the best game ever. As Cena sends Apollo off the ropes, Cena with a hip toss to Apollo Crews. Either way, for at least the next month or so, this is the last episode of WWE on 2K19. As Crews takes down Cena, and Apollo Crews grabs Cena into a seated position. Crews now grabbing Cena by the arm. Elbow striking him in the arm is Apollo. Apollo Crews takes out the arm. Cena goes down. And now Crews turns him over. Apollo Crews grabs a hold of Cena around the waist. Apollo with Cena. Here we go for a gut wrench. Takes him down. And now Cena turned back over again by Apollo. Apollo sets him back up, and Apollo Crews picks up Cena, lifts him up, and drives him into the mat. Apollo Crews has credited Cena as being a big driving force behind Crews embracing his Nigerian heritage. He said that way back when he first started here in the WWE, he would ask Cena for advice, and Cena would always ask him the same thing. who is Apollo Crews, and it would embarrass him that he didn't have an answer for who Apollo Crews was. And finally, he took those words to heart and embraced his heritage, and that's how we got the Apollo Crews we know today. And so we're seeing him here colliding with Cena in the opening contest of Smackdown. He's a revitalized Apollo Crews. He's been very dominant throughout the season, but now Cena is going to tell him, "You can't see me." And he's going to come off the ropes, John Cena, with a 5-knuckle shuffle to Apollo. And Cena's actually going up to the top rope. What is Cena thinking here? Cena went for an elbow drop, nobody home, and now Apollo gets him up to his feet. Rolling forearm from Apollo Crews. Cena goes down as Apollo puts his boot into the ribs of Cena and kicks him in the waist. Cena falls to the ground. And now Apollo picking Cena back up to his feet. Apollo Crews scoops him up. Cena counters, punches him in the back. And now John Cena, he's got him up, he's got him down. Attitude adjustment connects. 1, 2, no! Apollo Crews kicks out. And now Cena picking Apollo back up to his feet. Cena, right hook to Apollo. And Apollo staggering back to reality. He grabs a hold of Cena. And Apollo Crews scoops him up. Powerbomb! He's hanging on, he's got Cena. He powerbombs him again. One more time. A third powerbomb to John Cena. Peacemaker felt that one. Now Apollo's got a hold of him, goes for a German. Cena, if anyone's going to know how to counter a German suplex, it's John Cena. As Cena got out of the suplex, he picks Apollo back up to his feet. Cena now, right hook and a jab. Here comes Cena. There's another jab to the face. He grabs a hold of Apollo, half Nelson, into a neck breaker, connects. Cena's got him down. Cena with a kick to Apollo. Now John Cena picking him back up to his feet. Cena grabs hold. Apollo Crews counters, throws him in the corner. Crews. What's he thinking here? What's Apollo going to do? Goes for a right hook. Cena counters. Cena. Oh, he's going for it again. AA number 2. 1, 2, 3. He got him that time. John Cena beats Apollo Crews in the opening contest. John Cena proves to the world he's still just that damn good. Wouldn't be the final episode without a crash, would it? John Cena picks up the big win. John Cena gets the win tonight. The franchise himself with the win. We got plenty more coming up. That was only our first bit of action tonight here on Friday Night Smackdown. So, without any further ado, let's move on. What the? Hang on, Backstage! That's Noam Dar! Noam Dar's jumping Chad Gable! Dar jumping the Cruiserweight Champion! You know this is under the order of Fight Factory! Dar trying to get the advantage heading into tomorrow's triple threat against Gable and Alexander for that championship. Noam Dar beating the hell out of Chad Gable right now. And Dar throws him into the locker. Dar just shoving him into the locker repeatedly. Noam Dar. Gable's out of it. Dar sending a message with the chair. Just go back to the ring. So we have some tag team action up next, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try and move on from what we just saw. As here comes the Way to the ring. Johnny Gargano and Rampage Brown teaming up tonight. Johnny Gargano and Rampage in tag team action tonight. They're going to take on one of the newer teams on Friday Night Smackdown. MSK making their way to the ring. Wesley and Nash Carter, that graphic is beautiful for their pictures. Wesley and Nash Carter making their way to the ring. So MSK have arrived. They take on The Way right here, right now, on Friday Night Smackdown. So it is Johnny Gargano, and I believe that is Nash Carter starting it off. Carter grabs him around the waist. Gargano takes him down, and now Gargano into a chin lock. Johnny Gargano's got him by the waist, and knees him in the back. Gargano went for a punch. Carter firing back. Gargano firing away now on Nash Carter. Spinning wheel kick. Throwing him across the ring now. Gargano throws him into the corner. Went for a tag to Rampage. Nash Carter counters. And now Carter throws Gargano across the ring into the corner. Tag made to Wesley. And now MSK. Oh, this is a bit of a callback to what Gargano and Ciampa used to do as DIY. And now Wesley in the ring. Gargano punching him in the head. Rampage Brown punches him in the back of the head. Gargano with a Hurricane Rana takes him down. And now Wesley falls out of the ring. Gargano scoops him up, and Gargano takes him down. Gargano goes for a kick. Gargano chops him. Gargano spins him around and into a cutter. Gargano now picking up Lee back to his feet, throws him into the corner. Tag made to Rampage. Gargano and Rampage, what are they thinking here? Gargano. Oh, now he and Rampage gonna look for a double team. Knee strike and enziguri combo. Rampage Brown pulls him in, and Rampage Northern Lights connects. Picking him up to his feet now is Rampage, picking him up. Rampage has him up, and Rampage, Wesley takes him down. And now Lee picking up Rampage back to his feet, and Lee grabs hold of him, throws him across the ring, into the corner, spears him into the corner. Down goes Brown. Rampage Brown in some trouble here. He's dropped by Wesley. And now he's picking Rampage back up to his feet. Rampage in some trouble. Rampage, though, hanging on, and Rampage runs him over. Picking him up by the face now is Rampage Brown. He grabs a hold of Wesley. He throws him into the corner. And now, tag made right back to Gargano. Gargano and Rampage now, sending Wesley off the ropes. Double arm drag. Takes him down. Gargano wiping out Nash Carter. Goes for a punch to the back of Wesley. And now Wesley's got a hold of Gargano. Back body drop. Gargano goes down. There's a kick. And Gargano now finds the counter into a jawbreaker. Gargano with a chop puts him in the corner. Gargano, nobody home. Gets kicked in the head. And now Gargano, super kick. Picking him back up to his feet is Johnny Gargano. And Gargano with a forearm strike. And another. Here comes Gargano. Kicked in the ribs. And now Wesley grabs hold of him. Wesley with Johnny into the corner. Lee tries to hit him. Gargano counters. Gargano pushes him into the corner. Gargano now tags in Rampage. And Gargano and Rampage. Here we go again. Oh, they're going to go for the knee and enziguri again, it looks like. It connects. And Rampage is going to go for another Northern Lights to Wesley. Cover. 1, 2. No, Wesley gets the shoulders up. Rampage picking him up by his head. And Rampage Brown. Clothesline. Picking him right back up to his feet now. Rampage. Into another. Rampage Brown is a one-man wrecking crew right now. Brown tries to grab him. Wesley grabs him. Rampage gets up on his shoulders for a powerbomb, but Rampage hanging on, and Rampage Brown goes for an uppercut, gets caught. Wesley tries to pick him up again, but Rampage again flips up onto the shoulders and knocks him back with some punches. Big boot! Takes out Nash Carter as well. And now Rampage. Looking to end it. Rampage. Spear. 1, 2, 3. The Way gets the win. The Way picks up the tag team win tonight. Gargano and Rampage getting things back on track after the not shake-up, but just kind of rocky road they've been on since SummerSlam, if that makes sense. Huge win for Gargano and Rampage tonight. The Way back on winning form. We got more action coming up, though, ladies and gentlemen. Io Shirai versus Kayla Ray up next. So, ladies and gentlemen, out first, here comes Kayla Ray to the ring. Kayla Ray making her way to the ring. Kayla Ray's been on a roll since arriving to Smackdown just a few weeks ago. And now tonight she makes her way to the ring. She's got a big matchup coming up. She takes on the Genius of the Sky. Io Shirai. Io Shirai and Kayla Ray, two very promising stars here in the WWE. So Io Shirai and Kayla Ray going to go one-on-one right now. Without any further ado, here we go. And Kayla Ray out of the gate with a clothesline. Kicks Io Shirai in the back. Shirai back into her feet. Ray Wood himself, the man who was behind NXT for 2.5 years, has called Kayla Ray the true successor to the most successful woman in NXT history, Tegan Nox, who unfortunately, well, we all kind of know what happened there. Io Shirai now throws her in the corner. So Kayla Ray, she's got a lot of momentum riding behind her. She's got a lot of support riding behind her. She's going to go one-on-one with a woman who really kind of flew under the radar in NXT, but has been kind of coming into her own since being part of the Friday Night SmackDown roster in Io Shirai. So Shirai takes her down now, and Shirai picks her up to her feet. Shirai with a jab, and no. Oh! Kayla Ray counters back. And now Kayla Ray went for a clothesline. Shirai out of the way. Shirai picking her up to her feet. Io Shirai, forearm strike, and again. You know, I'd like to give a little shout out here, especially with it being the final episode. I'd like to give a shout out to Joe Mashups. Literally both characters wrestling right now are mods created by him. If it was not for him, I don't know how this series would have happened for the last 2.5 years. So a big shout out to him and everyone else at Pro Wrestling Mods. As Kayla Ray with a big hip toss to Io Shirai. Shirai pulling herself back up to her feet. Forearm strike. There's a chop. Kayla Ray chops her back. Grabs onto her. Io Shirai pushes her back. And now Shirai off the ropes. Kicks out the knees of Kayla Ray. Picking her back up to her feet now. Shirai. No, gets caught. Kayla Ray takes her down. Remember, it was just last week that Io Shirai was able to knock off the current Women's Money in the Bank holder, Mandy Rose. As, Kayla Ray uses the ropes to attack Io Shirai into a cover. 1, 2, no, there's a kick out. Io Shirai back to her feet, goes for a jab. Kayla Ray catches her. Kayla Ray gets her up. Big power bomb from Kayla Ray. And now Kayla Ray with an elbow drop to Io Shirai. Turns her over with a kick. Io Shirai in trouble. Kayla Ray has her by the neck, and Kayla Ray elbowing her. And she's down. Kayla Ray going up to the top rope, and Kayla Ray perched up high. Kayla Ray. Went for a leg drop. Nobody home. Io Shirai off the ropes. Drop kicks the knees again. And now Shirai picking Kayla Ray back up to her feet. Io Shirai gets her up. Io Shirai. Whoa! Went for a right crash. Kayla Ray caught her. Throws her over the top rope. And now Kayla Ray to the outside. DDTs her onto the apron. And there's an elbow strike from Kayla Ray. Kayla Ray's got Io Shirai. Has her by the back of the neck now, and Kayla Ray throws Shirai into the barricade. Tries to grab her. Io Shirai counters. Shirai, full Nelson. Drops her. And now Shirai picking Kayla Ray back up to her feet. Forearm strike. And again to the back. Kayla Ray getting knocked back by Shirai. For the count of 6. Io throws her back into the ring. Shirai going up to the top rope, and Io Shirai perched up high. Io Shirai, the genius of the sky, telling Kayla Ray to get back up to her feet. And now Shirai, missile drop kick. Io Shirai, forearm strike connects to Kayla Ray. Another one. Kayla Ray grabs her. Now Kayla Ray grabs hold of her, and back body drop connects. Io Shirai pulling herself up into the ropes. Kayla Ray went for a crossbody. Shirai grabs the legs. Io Shirai turns her over. Cover. Bridges it. Cover. 1, 2, no. And now Kayla Ray grabs hold of her. Big snap suplex there from Kayla Ray. As I was saying, this matchup, you really got to think the winner of LeRae versus Lynch, whoever the SmackDown Women's Champion is, heading in to next week's episode of SmackDown, you got to think one of these two is probably going to be breathing down their neck as Kayla Ray went for a clothesline. And Kayla Ray hits her with one now. Now she's got her into another. Kayla Ray with a drop kick to Io Shirai. And Kayla Ray getting her back up to her feet now. Kayla Ray pulls her in, grabs hold of Shirai, pops her up, and Kayla Ray with implant buster. Cover. 1, 2, no. Io Shirai kicks out. Going up to the top now is Kayla Ray. And Kayla Ray, swanton to Io Shirai. Into a cover. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Kayla Ray gets a big win over Io Shirai tonight. I think that DDT on the apron rocked Shirai a little bit. I think that's kind of what set up the beginning and the end here. That's a big win for Kayla Ray. We got more coming up. I've been told there's something a little bit special coming up next. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I've been told is that right here, right now, Bobby Lashley, the current LS11 Universe Hardcore Champion, has made the trip to Friday Night SmackDown, a place he knows very well, a place he was actually just until earlier this year on Draft Week. And tonight, he is back on SmackDown because he wants to challenge anyone in the back of Friday Night SmackDown to come out here and challenge him for that Hardcore Championship right here, right now. So Bobby Lashley making an open challenge for that Hardcore title, which of course is under a 24/7 rule. He didn't have to show up tonight, though. Oh boy. Odyssey Jones accepting the challenge. Answering the call. Just, oh man. Odyssey Jones is marching to the ring. Odyssey Jones is ready for a fight. Odyssey Jones here tonight, ready to challenge for the Hardcore Championship. Odyssey Jones and Bobby Lashley one-on-one for the Hardcore title here on SmackDown. Here we go. Lashley, oh my God. Has anyone ever seen Lashley get bodied like that? Lashley, how is he going to chop down this tree that is Odyssey Jones? As now Lashley rolls through it. Lashley kicking out the knees. And Lashley with an elbow strike. And again, I think Lashley's going to have to try and use the hardcore elements to his advantage. I know it's not a wheelhouse Lashley's used to, being a hardcore match. But Lashley firing away on Jones. Jones is barely flinching from these hits from Lashley. Hits a huge clothesline. 1, 2, no. Lashley back to his feet. He gets clobbered again. There's a kick. Lashley off the ropes comes Jones. Elbow drop. Jones turns Lashley over. Odyssey Jones grabs him by the waist. And Odyssey Jones grabs Bobby Lashley for a gut wrench. Good Lord. I have never seen Lashley getting thrown around like, good God! What a spine buster from Lashley. And now Lashley firing away. Pushes him away now. Bobby Lashley runs over him, but gets clobbered instead. Now Lashley off the ropes again. Gets hit with an uppercut. Odyssey Jones scoops him up on his shoulders. Lashley firing away. Lashley knocks him back. And Bobby Lashley kicks him in the ribs. DDT. Lashley going to the outside of the ring. This matchup will be Falls Count Anywhere. Bobby Lashley grabs a steel chair. I think he knows he's going to need it. He warms it up, but Odyssey Jones grabs hold of him, hits him with a back body drop. And now Jones is going, oh no. I was going to say he's going out of the ring. Lashley's going out of the ring. Lashley running away from Jones right now. And Bobby Lashley, oh, he's got some wood. Lashley with a table. Bobby Lashley now has a table set up on the outside. And Lashley grabs Jones. Oh, it looks like he was going to go for a reverse DDT. Jones countered. Jones suplexes him into the timekeeper's area. And now Jones goes for a kick to the back. Lashley, side Russian leg sweep, takes him down. And now Lashley picking Jones back up to his feet. Throws him back into the ring. And Lashley grabs hold of him. Hits him with a knee into the ribs. Lashley, no, Jones with Lashley. Off the ropes. Drop kick from Jones. There's a kick to Lashley again. And now Jones looking to end it. Odyssey Jones is calling up Bobby Lashley. He tries to grab him. Lashley counters. Lashley grabs hold of Odyssey Jones. Throws him over the top rope. Lashley. Right hook. Oh, God, what is Lashley doing? What is... Oh, my God. Lashley lifts him up. Power bombs him through the table. How the hell did he just do that? Lashley to retain the hardcore title. Spear. 1, 2, no! Jones kicked out. Odyssey Jones kicked out. That man just got power bombed from the ring to the outside through a table, and he kicked out. And now Lashley looking to wear out that steel chair on his back. Lashley wearing the steel out. Grabs hold of Jones now, and Lashley, oh, gets clobbered into the side of the ring. Jones now picking Lashley back up to his feet. Odyssey Jones throws Lashley into the announce table. Gets him up on his shoulders. Jones with a Samoan drop. Picking Lashley back up to his feet. And Odyssey Jones went for a back fist. Lashley chomps him. Lashley grabs hold of him. Lashley uses his knee to slam into Odyssey Jones. What is Lashley looking for now? Lashley. Oh, he's found a crowbar. Oh, tries to hit Jones with it. Jones pulls it away. Jones swings it. Lashley catches it. Lashley hits him in the chest. And now Lashley with the crowbar. Hitting him in the chest with a crowbar. I don't know what a crowbar was doing out here under the ring. Tables and chairs, I can understand for the timekeeper and any fans in case we accidentally were short a seat or two, but a crowbar, what the hell was that doing under the ring? Lashley throws Jones back into the ring. And now Bobby Lashley has a sledgehammer. Well, Lashley uses sledgehammers. Using a sledgehammer on a tire helps him work out. Hits Jones in the back with the hammer. Lashley using these weapons to get his advantage over Jones. Lashley. What's he thinking now? Is Lashley going to be able to get the Hurt Lock in on this guy? He grabs him. No, Jones countered the Hurt Lock. Jones throws Lashley onto his head. And now Jones to the outside. Odyssey Jones hopping the barricade. What's he doing? He's going out among the crowd. Well, Lashley's coming right after him. Lashley and Jones brawling out into the crowd. This is an absolute war. It's a hoss fest going on out here. There's some more toys to be played with as Lashley's got a kendo stick off the chest of Jones. This is hardcore, ladies and gentlemen. Lashley wearing out that kendo stick on the back of Jones. And now Lashley grabs hold of Jones. Lashley throws him into that table. Bobby now picking up Odyssey Jones. Bobby Lashley, right hook, knocks him back. And went for another one. Jones countered. Jones tries to grab Lashley. Lashley counters. Lashley grabs hold of him again. Lashley using that wooden table there to his advantage. He keeps knocking Jones into it. That'll knock the wind out of you. And now Lashley, is he going to be able to do this? Is he going to be able to? Oh, God, he's got him up. No. Jones, back body drops him through the table. Lashley staggers to his feet. Jones throws him to the mat. Throws him into the floor. Drops an elbow. Lashley getting back to his feet. Lashley clothesline. The referee has made his way to ringside in case things end in here. As Lashley goes over the guardrail. Jones. No, Lashley counters. Lashley. Oh, they collide. Jones grabs hold of Lashley now, and Jones with Lashley. Odyssey Jones trying to take Lashley back towards the ring, it would appear. Lashley fires back. And now Lashley throws him headfirst into that table. And Bobby Lashley. He's got him. Lashley suplexes him through the table. Lashley living up to his old name of the Dominator right now. Jones is down. Lashley picking him back up. Bobby Lashley. Whoa, Jones throws Lashley into the crowd. And now Jones and Lashley brawling amongst the fans. Right hook from Jones. Now he's got Lashley. Odyssey Jones with Bobby Lashley. Taking him through the crowd. Throws him into the barricade. Lashley counters. Lashley throws him further into the crowd. And Jones with a right hook. You guys wanted hardcore. How's this for hardcore? Lashley counters Jones. And now Lashley tries to punch him. Jones counters. Jones. No, Lashley counters. And now Lashley. Right hook. Jones counters. Odyssey Jones tries to grab him. Lashley counters. These two counter for counter in the crowd right now. Lashley now whipping him in the back with his fist. And now Lashley and Jones. Now Lashley counters. Jones with an elbow. Lashley with an elbow. Strike for strike between these two. I don't know if trying to strike Lashley, trying to go strike for strike with Bobby Lashley, a former Bellator MMA fighter, is a good idea. As Jones knocking Lashley back into the crowd. Headbutts him in the back. Lashley elbows him. Lashley throws him further up the crowd. Jones throws an elbow. Lashley now firing away. Jones with a right hook. Jones goes for one. Lashley counters. This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most out-of-the-ring action I think we've ever seen in the LS11 WWE Universe mode. These guys have been all over the arena here, all over the ringside area, and they're still going right out here among the WWE Universe, among the LS11 Universe, mind you. As now Lashley punching him in the back again, using his fist like a bullwhip, it feels like. As there's a chop for chop. Right hook from Jones. And now Jones goes for one. Lashley counters. Lashley gets caught with an elbow. Jones tries to grab him. Lashley elbows him again. And now Lashley spins him around. Lashley throws him up the ramp. Lashley and Jones in the ringside area now. And Lashley picking Jones back up to his feet. Bobby Lashley. What's going on here? Lashley making his way back up onto the stage, I think. Lashley grabs hold of Jones. Oh, throws him onto the stage. Now Lashley and Jones up on the stage. Up on the Smackdown stage here. Up the ramp. Lashley telling Jones, bring it on. I don't know if Jones is good to go right now or not. The guy looks dazed and confused. Jones. Oh, Lashley, you've made a powerful enemy. You've woken him up. Lashley and Jones up on the ramp now. Wait, Lashley's saying enough. But Jones is hot on his tail. These two in gorilla position now. This matchup can end anywhere. They're backstage. This is the backstage area. We just saw this earlier tonight when we saw Noam Dar attacking Chad Gable. Oh, Jones thrown in the boxes. Lashley tries to throw him again. Jones grabs him. Jones throws Lashley into that metal rack. Lashley trying to get back up. Jones grabs hold of him. Odyssey Jones with a side rush and leg sweep to the Hardcore Champion. Jones now telling Lashley to get up. Odyssey Jones looking to win the Hardcore title. Lashley counters. Lashley, no Jones, elbow strike. Clothesline. Jones again gonna look to end it. Jones tries to grab Lashley, who kicks him in the ribs. And Lashley now grabs hold of Jones, but Jones with an elbow strike. And now Jones. Oh, he's got Lashley, goes for belly to belly. Lashley, arm drag. And Bobby Lashley throws Jones across the backstage area. You can see back there, Monday Night Raw's AJ Styles. He's a visiting guest tonight. Here in the area to promote Clash of Champions as Lashley throws Jones into the wall. And again, Odyssey Jones goes down. Lashley picking him back up. Bobby Lashley. Oh, throws him into the breaker box. Oh God, what are you doing, Lashley? Spears him into the breaker box. Oh my God. Lashley, cover. 1, 2. Lashley retains the Hardcore title. Holy hell. Well, Lashley staggers back to his feet. The 24/7 rule is back. Oh my God. You know what? It'd be too easy right now. Rest up, champ. I have a feeling I'll see you again soon. We have some more singles action coming up next. It's going to be hard to follow that hardcore match, though. Because that was hardcore. I'm okay with saying it that enthusiastically because I can confirm I've talked to backstage officials. Odyssey Jones was able to get up under his own power just a moment ago. He says he's feeling fine. We're getting him checked out by the medical professionals backstage. But it seems Odyssey Jones is still going to be good to go within the next week or two. But my God, what a match that was. But not to take away from the lead right here, Becky Lynch, the man, making her way to the ring. She is just 24 hours away from challenging for the Smackdown Women's Championship. A championship that it has been a year since she was able to hold and call her own. So Becky Lynch making her way to the ring. She's going to take on a member of Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose, Jcjane, Gigi Dolan making their way to the ring. Toxic Attraction. Becky Lynch is going to go one-on-one with Jcjane of the team tonight. In part because if it was Gigi Dolan, I don't think I would be able to tell the difference sometimes. I get mixed up with certain people as it is anyway. Forearm strike from Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch with another forearm now. Becky Lynch coming right out of the gate. Jcjane throws her over her shoulders. Kicks her in the ribs. Like, let's be real for a moment. Just let's call me out for a moment. You can put two people who look polar opposites in the ring. Like, as Becky Lynch kicks her in the ribs. Becky Lynch now grabbing hold of her, and Becky Lynch throws her up the ropes. Becky Lynch, whoa. Jcjane pushes her away. Like, you can put two people who look nothing alike in the ring, like Cesaro and Lance Archer, and I'm going to call them by the wrong names half the time. So imagine putting people with the same hair color in the ring, like the same unique hair color like Gigi Dolan and Becky Lynch. I'm going to struggle my ass off. As now Jcjane picks Becky up into a jumping neck breaker. Kicks her in the ribs to take her down now, and Becky Lynch pushes her back with a kick. You know Mandy Rose is going to be watching this upcoming championship matchup at Clash of Champions tomorrow very closely. She's got the Money in the Bank contract. If she is to cash that in on Saturday, she's going to want to pay close attention to make sure it's the right time. So she's got to be watching Becky Lynch very closely now, because Becky Lynch could be the champion this time tomorrow. As Jcjane goes for a right hand, Becky Lynch counters. Lynch with a drop kick takes her down. And now Becky picking her back up to her feet. Becky Lynch grabs hold of her, throws her across the ring, into the corner. Becky Lynch tries to grab her. Jcjane counters, and now Jcjane grabs onto her, throws her now off the ropes. Oh, and there's a super kick. Lynch ducks out of the ring. Becky Lynch up to the apron. Lynch taking down Jayne. And now Lynch going to the top rope. Becky Lynch went for a leg drop. Jcjane out of the way. And now Jayne tries to grab her. Lynch punches her in the back. Becky Lynch grabs hold of her. And back body drop. And her back up now is Becky Lynch. And Becky grabs hold of her. Becky Lynch grabs her, picks her up, and suplex in the center of the ring. Becky now with a kick to the back. Goes for another one. Forearm strike takes her down. And now Becky picking up Jcjane back to her feet. Spinning wheel kick attempt. Jayne counters. And now Jayne with Lynch into the corner. Kick to the back. And now Jayne throws her over the top rope. Becky in trouble. Jcjane kicked in the face by Lynch. And now Becky going up to the top rope. Becky Lynch up to the top. Jcjane holding onto her waist. Lynch telling her to get up. Becky Lynch going to come off the top. Missile drop kick again connects. Becky Lynch on fire right now in this matchup, but Mandy Rose up in her face. Mandy Rose distracting Lynch, allowing Jcjane time to get back into this one. She grabs hold of Becky, hits her with a bit of a blue thunder bomb, it looked like. And now Becky rolls out among Toxic Attraction for a moment. Goes for a drop kick. Jacey out of the way. There's a chop. Picking her back up to her feet. And now Mandy Rose, well, she finds that chair from the hardcore match earlier. Tries to slide it into Jcjane, who rolls through Becky's attempted arm drag, it looked like. Hits her with a drop toe hold. And now Jcjane with a super kick to Lynch. She could score the biggest upset of her career right here. But Lynch kicks out. Becky manages to kick out, and there's another kick. And now Jayne with a stomp to the arm of Becky. Jcjane, standing shooting star press. Picking her back up to her feet now is Jcjane. She grabs a hold of Lynch. Lynch drops her on the chair. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Exploder hits the chair. That's your own fault, Mandy. Hate to tell you that. As now Becky into disarmor. Becky with the disarmor in on Jcjane. Jayne is trying to fight with all of her might, trying not to tap, but she's forced to tap out. Becky Lynch, with the inadvertent assist from Toxic Attraction, beats a member of the team. A big win for Becky Lynch heading into tomorrow's match with Candice LeRae. A big win for Becky Lynch heading into Clash of Champions. We got plenty more coming up, though, ladies and gentlemen. The Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor, is in action up next. So we have more action up next, ladies and gentlemen, as here comes the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, to the ring. Sami Zayn making his way to the ring. Zayn has a huge opportunity tonight here on Smackdown. He is going to be going one-on-one with the Intercontinental Champion. The leader of the Fight Factory, the Intercontinental Champion, the Prince, Finn Balor. So Finn Balor, he is just 24 hours away from defending against Ilya Dragunov at Clash of Champions. Balor making his way to the ring. Tonight he's got to take on a guy that has been his ally in the past when Balor was the WWE champion. In Sami Zayn, but now they don't quite see eye to eye, I don't think. At least I wouldn't say. So Finn Balor making his way to the ring. He's got Noam Dar, Wolfgang, and Mark Coffey accompanying him, the Fight Factory. Finn Balor makes his way to the ring. Balor and Zayn one-on-one. Here we go. Forearm strike from Balor. They lock up. Sami Zayn gets caught. Balor's got him around the waist. Zayn turns it around on him. Sami Zayn's got Balor and Zayn immediately taking Finn down. Finn Balor has him around the neck by a head scissor. Balor wrenching it in. Finn Balor. No, Sami Zayn gets caught. Balor wrenches back on the neck. Sami getting back up to his feet. Balor catches him. Balor. Zayn grabs hold of him. Sami Zayn now has him by the arm. Sami Zayn takes out the leg of Balor. Now Balor grabs Sami. Sami pushing him into the corner. Into the corner of the ring now. Finn Balor in some trouble. Sami Zayn trying to get between them. A referee trying to get between Zayn and Balor. Knocks him back now. Now Finn Balor comes out of the corner. Balor. Suplex. Now Balor cover on Zayn. 1, 2, no. Balor grabs Zayn. Takes him down with a flatliner. As Balor now stomps the arm of Sami. Sami is down. Balor. Oh, what's Balor thinking here? He goes for a kick. Sami out of the way. Sami Zayn grabs him. Double underhook. German suplex from Sami Zayn. It's a double axe handle on Balor now. Sami getting back to his feet. Right hand to Balor. Sami Zayn with a forearm. Knocking Balor down. Zayn knocks Balor down to one knee. Sami Zayn kicks him in the ribs. Forearm strike. And again, Sami goes for a kick. Zayn with an enziguri to Balor. And now Balor getting up to his feet. Right hook from Zayn. Sami Zayn firing away on Finn. Sami, right hand. No, Balor counters. Balor tries to grab him. Sami with a clothesline. And now Sami Zayn picking him back up to his feet. Sami Zayn. Forearm strike. And a right hook. Went for another one. Balor countered. Balor tries to grab him. Sami Zayn pushes him away. And now Sami. Oh, a drop kick from Finn to Finn. And now Sami Zayn gets the Intercontinental Champion back to his feet. Balor counters. Balor. Suplex. And a knee strike from Finn. And Balor now turns him over with a kick. Finn. Off the ropes. Enziguri to Zayn. And now Balor grabbing Sami Zayn. Pops him up. Balor. Suplex. And now Balor grabs Sami. Drags him to the center of the ring. Finn Balor. Cover on Sami Zayn. 1, 2. No. Sami Zayn gets the shoulders up. Zayn trying to get back to his feet. Balor grabs hold of him. Zayn counters. Sami Zayn. Oh, rolls through. Zayn with an arm drag to Balor. Balor went for a forearm. Zayn caught him. Sami Zayn. Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2. Balor kicks out. And now Sami picking him back up to his feet. Sami Zayn pulls him in into Koji Clutch. Zayn's got Koji Clutch in on Balor. Balor manages to fight out of it. Zayn staggering back up to his feet. Sami Zayn back up to his feet. And now Zayn in some trouble as Balor has him by the neck, but Sami Zayn elbowing his way out of it. Balor grabs hold of him now. Balor throws Sami over the top. Balor grabs hold of Sami Zayn again, and Finn Balor with another suplex back into the ring. Balor getting Sami back up to his feet now, and Finn Balor grabs hold of him, grabs Sami, throws him into the corner. Balor grabs Zayn and turns him around. Finn Balor turns Sami around. Balor, here we go, looking for hesitation. Drop kick. And Finn going up to the top rope. Finn Balor gonna go for the coup de grace. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. The game crashes a second time in an episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a moment, please? A brief game crash later, we are back. I've been asked to enter the ring here tonight. Sami, I've been told that you have some things you want to say. And, you know, if I may, I just want to ask what's going on, man, because things have really not been going your way since your return to Smackdown. Oh, you think? You think things aren't going my way? You've only just noticed. Well, clearly, it's time for things to change, because being the same old nice guy Sami Zayn ain't working anymore. Because quite clearly, this company and everyone in it has some kind of conspiracy against me, and have ever since I came back, and I'm just done dealing with it. So next time you, and any of you out there in the LS11 Universe see me, you're going to see a completely new Sami Zayn. Now, why don't you go chase after Jinder Mahal for the hardcore title or something, since that's all you seem to be good for. Well, you didn't have to be a dick about it, Sami. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back at the announce table. It's time for the main event. The final main event of WWE in 2K19 Universe mode. Of course, the series is still continuing into 2K22. I've probably answered that question more than any other when it comes to this channel, but this is the final main event of the WWE series on 2K19 as a game. We will be on 2K22 as of tomorrow. Kevin Owens making his way to the ring for the main event tonight. He has a big opportunity. He's going to be taking on the World Heavyweight Champion. Kevin Owens is making his way to the ring, the prize fighter. He's a former Raw Tag Team Champion and a former United States Champion is Kevin Owens. He's just recently coming off of a loss to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. If I remember correctly, I believe this might be the first time we're seeing Owens back on the screen since his loss to Lesnar. I very well could be wrong, and I apologize if I am, but Kevin Owens, hey, this is a big opportunity for KO tonight. He's taking on Seth Rollins. He's taking on the world champion in the main event. But now here comes a man who has been a workhorse of Friday Night SmackDown, the current reigning and defending World Heavyweight Champion, and the man who will defend against Pete Dunne in just a few nights' time at Clash of in just one night time at Clash of Champions, Seth freaking Rollins. He's just Seth Rollins, but you know, the freaking is a nickname. I don't think it ever should be added to his name as part of his official wrestler name. Vince. Anyways, Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, making his way to the ring. Seth Rollins has a big matchup tomorrow night with Pete Dunne at Clash of Champions, but tonight he's going to take on Kevin Owens one-on-one. So Seth Rollins making his way to the ring. Rollins and Owens, what a main event we're about to have on our hands here tonight. Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring. Here we go. Rollins and Owens. It's our main event. They lock up. Rollins grabs him by the neck, takes down Owens. And now Owens picking him back up. Kevin Owens has Rollins by the neck. And Rollins now grabs onto Owens. Rollins pushes Owens into the ropes. Rollins now sending him off the ropes. Kevin Owens, Rollins leapfrogs him. And Seth Rollins, the referee gets sandwiched between the two. They lock right back up. And Rollins gets the better of him, pushes him away. Drop kick attempt. Owens out of the way. Owens goes for a right hand. Rollins counters. Rollins with a kick to the ribs. Seth Rollins puts him in the ropes now, and Rollins takes down Owens, puts him into the bottom rope, slingshots him into the bottom rope, does Seth Rollins. And now Rollins has Owens up in a seated position. Working over the neck is Rollins. And Rollins now drops Owens. Seth Rollins picking him back up to his feet. Seth Rollins with a chop attempt. Owens goes for a clothesline. Rollins with a neck breaker. There's a kick from Rollins. He's picking Owens back up to his feet. Seth Rollins grabs Kevin Owens, sends him up the ropes. Seth Rollins with a drop kick. There's a kick. Rollins, no, Owens. Rollins dives to the outside and takes himself and Owens out. Referee begins the count as Rollins getting Owens back up to his feet, and Seth Rollins with a right hand and a chop. I can hardly believe it, but if I'm correct, I believe that somehow in 2.5 years of LS11 Universe, this is the first time these two are facing off one-on-one. As Kevin Owens now grabs Seth Rollins and hits him with a Michinoku driver. They've literally been on the same show every season. And this is the first one-on-one encounter between them. They've met in tag matches. That much is true. They were in Survivor Series together. But I believe this is the first one-on-one match between the two. As Rollins puts Owens in the corner, and now Seth Rollins grabs Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins gets him up, and Rollins with Owens for a buckle bomb. Rollins gets him back up to his feet now, and Seth Rollins springboard. Owens sidestepped him. Both men now kind of dazed and confused. Owens looking to capitalize off Rollins' misstep there. He throws him in the corner. Kevin Owens with a clothesline takes down Rollins. Now Owens turning him over. Seth Rollins gets caught. Kevin Owens drives his knee into the mat. The knee of Seth Rollins. There's been a lot of troubled past with that knee, as now Owens grabs the arm of Rollins, and Kevin Owens stomping on the hand of Seth Rollins. And again, Owens has him down now, and Rollins in trouble. Owens turns him over. Kevin Owens grabs Rollins, puts him into a submission here, into a bit of a recliner submission. And now Rollins Managed to pry the hands free. Slips through, takes out the legs. Rollins grabs hold of Owens, turns him around. Back body drop from Rollins. And now Seth Rollins with an elbow drop. Rollins now coming off the ropes. Rollins again into another elbow to Owens. Seth Rollins grabs Kevin Owens, picking him back up to his feet. Rollins, spinning wheel kick. And again, no, Owens out of the way. Owens grabs Rollins and throws him across the ring into the corner. Owens with a clothesline. Down goes Rollins. And now Kevin Owens turns Rollins over, and Kevin Owens cover. 1, 2, no. Kevin Owens, he's really got to try and get himself back on track after that loss to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam last month. And so tonight against the world champion, that's one way to do it. But Rollins catches him with that spinning wheel kick. And now Owens getting picked back up to his feet. Rollins with a chop. And again, Owens counters. Owens grabs Rollins. Pump handle. Owens. Neck breaker to Rollins. Owens now picking Rollins back up to his feet. And Kevin Owens grabs a hold of Rollins. Throws him across the ring into the corner. Owens. Oh, Rollins counters. Rollins. Oh, a headbutt from Owens puts him in the corner. And now Owens kicks Rollins down. And Kevin Owens with a cannonball. Rollins is down. Seth Rollins covered by Owens for the win. 1, 2, no. Seth Rollins kicks out. And Rollins is down. Owens telling Rollins to get up. Kevin Owens gonna look to end it. Owens. Stunner. Rollins counters. Rollins counters the stunner. Enziguri. And now Rollins turns him over. Seth Rollins into curb stomp. Cover. 1, 2, no. Kevin Owens got the shoulder up. Owens kicking out of the curb stomp. Owens now grabs Rollins, and Kevin Owens with Rollins off the turnbuckle. Rollins now grabbed by Owens. Owens swings him out and drives him into the mat. Down goes Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens now picking him back up to his feet. Kevin Owens grabs Rollins up on his shoulders. Rollins counters. Rollins taking him down, and Rollins now grabbing Kevin Owens, picking him back up to his feet. Is Seth Rollins. Rollins kicks him in the ribs, going for it again, off the ropes, into a second curb stomp. Cover Owens. Rollins. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins beats Kevin Owens. Owens gave it his all, went for that stunner, but that was costing him. You see there his throat got caught on the ropes. That might have winded him. And then Rollins with a pair of curb stomps gets the win over the big man. Seth Rollins is your winner. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for 2.5 incredible years on WWE 2K19. I want to thank the incredible modders who made this series possible. I want to thank all the fans who made this series possible. The series is not done. The series continues tomorrow at Clash of Champions, but we begin a new era in the production of the series as we move on to WWE 2K22. Until then, I've been Xander, and that was Universe. Well, turns out we're not done. But this man is. I'll see myself out. Pete Dunne, the man who challenges Seth Rollins tomorrow at Clash of Champions, marching down the ramp. Pete Dunne, the former NXT champion, and the man who tomorrow challenges Seth Rollins, marches down the ramp. I turn the floor over to them. Seth Rollins, I need to take a moment to speak to you, because I don't believe you're taking me seriously as a challenger. You seem to be overlooking me in favor of guys like Kevin Owens, guys like John Cena, and everyone else on this roster who's been here for 10 bloody years. Well, guess what, Seth? You know who else underestimated me? AJ Styles. Timothy Thatcher. Everyone in NXT underestimated me in the past, and I've proved them all wrong. Just because I'm on a new show and a new coat of paint here on Smackdown doesn't mean you should take me any lighter than anyone in NXT did. Tomorrow night, I'm going to expose you for who you truly are, Seth. Because tomorrow, at Clash of Champions, I'm going to rip that World Heavyweight title away from you. I'm going to show the world that Seth Rollins is nothing without a world title in his arms. And I'm going to prove that you should never underestimate the Bruiserweight, and I will be the new World
Heavyweight Champion. Heed my warning, Rollins, and all of you heed my warning as well, because tomorrow night you're all in for a rude awakening. And that time, with that said, I've been Xander, and that was Universe.